Hello and welcome back to another video here in the LEGO room. I hope you're well. Today we're going to do a part 2 of the visual dictionary from 2024. Last time we did quite a long video, about half an hour, of basically reminiscing about sets from years gone by, and I thought today I would take a look at some of these sets that I didn't touch on last time that are included in this dictionary, and some of the minifigures as well. I thought it would be interesting. I've seen a few bits and pieces since the previous video that I thought I'd like to share with you guys. So let's pop this down on the table and let's have a little bit of a reminisce about some of the best sets from years gone by for LEGO Star Wars. Starting off strong with a TIE variants page, and there's the best TIE fighter that we got, the Solo TIE fighter from 2018, certainly my favourite. And as you move down, you've got the TIE Defender and the TIE Striker. That Defender I always thought was quite ugly looking, but the more I appreciated Rebels, the more I actually started to like it. The TIE Striker, of course, reminds me of the Rogue One era 2016 build, and on the TIE Interceptor you can see the old blue panelling that was on the original TIE Interceptor. A nice sort of variant from the one we got in 2023. The TIE Bomber, of course, from last year, which feels weird to say because it was January the 1st in 2023, so it feels about 2 years old. And as we move through the pages, the TIE Crawler, again with that royal blue on it, really nicely done, and one that I would certainly like to grab hold of, but a couple of £100 it would set me back at the moment. And as you work your way down, you've got Darth Malgus there from the Fury class Interceptor, and not one that I grabbed because I just didn't have any interest in Legends at the time. Probably one that I probably would have grabbed had I been a little bit older. And the Star Scavenger, I mentioned this in the last one, you got Roger there as well as the rest of the Freemakers. That was a really fun show. Can't believe they got 2 series out of it. Planet sets, I can't believe they got so many planets, to be honest. Something that would be cool to see brought back in some form of capacity. Maybe it's already had its time. It certainly reminds me of sort of my student life at the age of 20 or 21 in 2012. And I think Microfighters is on the next page. Yes, it is. And I think there's 2 pages of these. Microfighters are something that I didn't really love when they first came out. I was a bit unsure about them. I can see their appeal by the price. What I actually love doing is collecting the small boxes and keeping them sealed. I've got quite a few Microfighters that are still sealed to this day, a number of which we've just seen on this page. And as I turn it over, you've obviously got one of the latest ones there, the Mando N1 from 2023. Obviously wouldn't have the Rex from 2024 in. I've got the Chewie and the Han variant of the Millennium Falcon, and 1 or 2 I still need to pick up there to complete a collection. And mini sets or polybags more traditionally, and I've had 1 or 2 of these, and I remember the Venator in particular because I did a skit last year when the Venator UCS set came out, the Venator I could afford versus the Venator I want, and I still have that polybag to this day. Some cool ones in there. Kylo Ren Shuttle I've still got as well. Quite a few polybags sealed in my collection. I could probably get rid of them, but I do like keeping them just for the fun of it. This is a set I wish I was old enough to have appreciated at the time. 2001. It says here, I knew it was during my childhood. The Tantive 4, and you've got Maul there as well. And as I said in the last video, I saw a video by M&R about Maul, and I probably wouldn't get that bust, but I do enjoy it. There it is, what is considered to be many people's favourite Imperial Shuttle, the 2010 version of the Imperial Shuttle, and we did touch on the Death Star in the last video, so I won't be dwelling on that today. What else have we got here? We've got the TIE Fighter that was a bit earlier on from the Solo one, 2015, that one. And one I think I got actually in the Christmas of 2015. They've got the R2, and the new R2 in my opinion is considerably better for the price, and got a few of the UCS sets that we've seen over the last couple of days. I had these 2 over the summers of 2019. I had a BB-8 and a Porg, and that was they were really fun, to be honest. I wish I'd kept hold of them, given the line we're going down with buildable characters now. Technic, Lego Technic, and I've touched on this quite a bit over the last month or so because of how good that Droideka is. Certainly the new version I think is fantastic, and I'm really excited to see what they can do with this new blend of half Technic, half Lego, and I touched on it with what I would like to see, which is the Super Battle Droid from 2002. I'd love to see them make a blend of Technic and Lego on that one. I would love it if we brought back the Hailfire droid, purely so I could grab one at an affordable price. What is next? We've got the buildable figures, and I've still got one or two knocking about in the house. And there is the Grogu, and I found a grainy image. I'll see if I can find it way back from 2020 when I first got the buildable Grogu, and it was during the lockdown, at least, or one of the lockdowns. Helmets, I still need to grab one or two of the helmet collection to complete the collection, particularly with us getting Django in 2025 in May, and it will go nicely with that Boba Fett as well. Mechs, nah, I don't really love mechs at all. I know, I get it, that's a good price point for kids, it's fun for kids to play with, and you get the minifigure in there as well. It's just not for me. What is for me, however, is the diorama range. And my favourite one there, the throne room, I just think it looks great. You know exactly what it is. I think it looks fantastic. Dagobah training is one I still need to get, and I still have one that I need to build as well. Seasonal sets. There it is. The 2011 Comic-Con wrapped, we'll say, festive advent calendar. Fantastic set. And I've just picked up the latest calendar for 2024, so you'll be able to see that on the channel. I remember getting a Snowy Chewie a couple of years ago, 2016 it says here. That was one of the best sort of Star Wars Christmas figures that we have seen. And you got Emperor Palpatine last year, and he takes pride of place inside of my holiday diorama. On to Beyond the Brick. And there were some fascinating quotes and sort of bits in these pages which I thought I would point out. You got the team in the top left there with the head honcho, Jens, and his team as of the start of 2024. And as we move down, you can see certain things like that beautiful bow bust and how they did the Hu Yang head there as well. And the highlight over the last 25 years, and something that stands out, and I won't read it word for word, you can read it, pause the video and read it if you would like to, but it's how they came about the idea of would people over the age of 14 buy Lego Star Wars sets, and how it led to the UCS collection, and of course the dioramas that we see today, anything that is an 18 plus set and has slightly different building techniques. Another thing that jumped out to me on the very next page as well was the idea that the YouTube community has a say in how sets come to be, and I found that particularly interesting, as it was something that they would use as a form of feedback. And the minifigure of Maul, that is something you get in this book, and that is something that I covered in the last video. You've got the UCS AT-AT, which is retiring at the end of 2024. A fantastic set, widely considered to be one of the best UCS sets of all time. And I'm probably going to leave the video there for today. As I said in the previous video, do go and watch the previous video if you haven't already, by the way. It is substantially longer than this particular video, 30 minutes in total, and lots of knickknacks in there, lots of fun stuff, things that you could reminisce on. If you are a Lego Star Wars fan, make sure you are following or subscribed, because we've got tons of Lego Star Wars stuff still to come between now and the festive season. And I will, before I leave you with this quote.